Hey YouTube. So I came on because been having some ask me about Social Security. Well, there's there's two different kinds. There's SSI, which is supplemental security income, and there's SSDI. The SSDI is what you worked for, earned credits for, and paid in for. Now, some people that worked low income jobs or didn't work enough or whatever, they have enough credits. But because there were such low paying jobs, they might get 500 a month in SSDI. And then SSI makes up the remainder of it, which is usually 740 some dollars a month, I guess, depending on what state you're in. Um, so SSI is being used for other things besides the elderly and the disabled. For instance, illegal immigrants can receive SSI. They cannot receive SSDI, but they can receive SSI for, I think it's up to 8 months. Anyway, I went online, got some information on it, and I'll attach that at the end of the video. Okay, well, the true facts about a lot of people here in America. There's a lot of women who married young, had children young, never worked a day in their life. There was a housewife and a mother. So most of them's getting SSI or they're drawing off their husbands if they was married to them over 10 years. Okay. The sad thing is that either the husband passes away before the wife or they leave the wife for someone else. Um, maybe somebody younger or whatever. And then that person has to go out and try to build a life. A lot of people got married young, as I did. Um, so I didn't initially go to college. I had 4 daughters by the time I was 21. I had twins in the middle. Now, I had started working at the age of 14 or 15. I want to say 14, at a bowling alley in the grill park where we sold food and drinks. And then my other job was when I was like 15 or 16. I want to say 15. And that was packing apples. I dated the guy whose parents owned the apple place. And I also cleaned house for his mother, on the weekends. Um, and that was Limbo Farms in New York. Most of the jobs I've had has been low-paying jobs, including the hairdressing. So my point being, and hairdressers, a lot of people don't know, they really don't. They don't have benefits. They don't have 401k. Only if you work in a chain salon. In New York, the opportunities were more. When I moved down here to North Carolina, it was mostly booth rental or commission. Again, no benefits. Um, unless you worked for a chain salon. And even then, the benefits weren't great. Now, I did, when my kids were all small, and I married a man 30 years older than me, uh, who was good to me and my girls, I did go back to school for cosmetology. And then later on in years, I went back to school for a lot of different medical stuff. Because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do medical transcription, or, exactly what I wanted to do. And that was after my girls had gotten older. And that's when I went to EMS school. So it is very difficult to live on the income that Social Security gives anybody. Now, my circumstance, for instance, I was married 17 years to the last husband. Before he passed away, I was getting my SSDI and SSI, which meant I got Medicaid and maybe $15 a month in food stamps. After he passed away, I kept my amount that I was getting of my SSDI, not the SSI, but the SSDI, and I drawed his. That's when I lost my Medicaid, didn't get no food stamps, and had to pay for my Medicare premium. And now I have co-pays when I go to the doctor. They'll pay for me to go to the eye doctor, but they won't pay for glasses. So really, what good is it? Now, a lot of people talk about their medications. Okay, there's some people that have no insurance, that's not even disabled or retired, that are unaware that some of the pharmaceutical companies themselves, like the makers of Lyrica, for instance, will pay for your Lyrica. You contact them, they send you a form, or your doctor fills it out, because they used to pay for mine, but I couldn't take the Lyrica for my fibromyalgia. Vyvanse, that my ex-boyfriend was on, you can contact them, they will pay for Vyvanse. What I find is mainly psychiatric drugs that you can get help with. But always check with the pharmaceutical companies, because some of them do have programs. And a lot of people don't even know about it. Also, if you have a Department of Aging, which I'm thinking about contacting, because I need help to pay for glasses, because I haven't had glasses in probably 10 years, a new pair. Mine are so old and raggedy, and I can tell my eyes are getting worse. I don't mean to be so dismal, but honestly, by the time we pay our bills, there's literally nothing left. Sometimes not even for food, or at least 2 weeks. Come the middle of the month, you're out. So at the end of this video, I put a couple things that I make. There's lots of cheap meals, but I can tell you, none of us are eating 3 meals a day. None of us are eating fresh fruits and vegetables like we should be, or meats like we should be, because we simply can't afford it. You know, and you better not live above your means, because, oh my God, then your bills ain't getting paid. I can't afford to go have my nails done, or my hair done, or to buy new clothes even. My girlfriend Rebecca, when we went out, she actually bought me a long sleeve shirt, because I told her I didn't really have any winter shirts. I have a couple, and she was kind enough to buy me a long sleeve shirt. I generally don't tell people these things, but I've had a lot of people ask me, about Social Security. And why I want to give everybody some hope, the U.S. government is just like, for instance, like I said, I got more when my husband died, but I lost more. I lost my Medicaid. I needed it. Okay, so $15, $19 a month in food stamps didn't kill me. Um, but they give it and take it away, and they act like it's welfare. Especially if you're on SSI. You're not allowed to own but one residence, one vehicle. It, you know, and for the person that never worked, that doesn't get any SSDI at all, and only gets SSI, it's really like welfare. But the SSDI, you worked and you paid for. So what I get, me and my husband who passed away, worked and paid for what I get now. Because he doesn't get it anymore. He's passed away. But the fact is, I'll get into more detail. Like I said, I'm going to attach some stuff at the end of the video so that you can see some of the government stuff. They keep raising the disability age, or the retirement age, until y'all are dead or can't go. It used to be 55, and at 55, most of us was still able to maybe enjoy a little bit of life. But now it's 66. Most of the time, you're disabled by then, let's face it. I mean, you know, and if they keep raising the age because the government keeps spending too much money, it's hurting us. It's supposed to be our retirement. We shouldn't have to wait until we're dead and not be able to collect it. Where's all that money go? Where's all that going to? Where's all that money going to that people worked and then dropped dead and never got a dime of it? What are they doing with it? Well, I'll tell you, they're giving it to other things that they shouldn't be giving it to. And one is illegal immigrants. Now, while I have nothing against immigrants or them coming here legally, it is draining on our economy. Like I said, I have 2 grandbabies, Mexican grandchildren, by a Mexican illegal immigrant. So, and I love them to death, you know. So it's not that I'm against illegal immigrants, but they are draining the economy, some of them. On the other hand, they are doing jobs that the American people don't want to do, like working fields, suckering tobacco, or picking cotton. They're doing jobs that Americans are too lazy to do. And yes, America has gotten very lazy. But anyway, I said that I would do some videos on Social Security. And I probably need to make some notes because I'm kind of forgetting some things that I wanted to say. But anyway, it is very difficult and it is very hard to live on Social Security. And yes, I gotta throw this in there. I don't know what kind of Social Security that Glenda was living off of, because it's not the same that I live off of. I can tell you that much. And like I said, I'll show you some stuff at the end of this video. But even when she says she was struggling and dumpster diving and doing all that, y'all, did you see the meal she cooked? The pie she baked? The fudge she made? well before we ever even knew anything about this so-called Zeus guy. She made fudge. Look back at her videos. A year before that. So she knows how to make fudge. She didn't need Zeus for that. And candy. Because, like I said, she has previous videos in reference to that. Now, I can't afford to buy those things and make those things. I can't afford to eat a plate this big 3 times a day. You know, I might eat 2 little meals a day. And I wouldn't say that they're healthy. You know, every now and then, maybe once, twice a week, I might get something healthy. But the fact and the reality is, you don't. Because you can't afford to. Because rents are so high. So, most people's choices is low-income apartments. You can't have pets. You have limits on company. Who can spend the night? There's so many rules and regulations that people don't want to live in low-income apartments. And a lot of times they are in bad areas. And then you have to worry about crime. So, it's a catch-22. All of it. I hate to say this, but you're kind of damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. You know, I'd like to put a bright light out there for everybody that's living on Social Security, but I just don't see one. Like I said, Department of Aging helped you. We have what they call Ford County. Some people say the Red Cross, but I've never had any kind of luck with the Red Cross helping with anything. I mean, I don't know about all that. But anyway, I'll be doing me some research, but I can tell you from experience that when you live on Social Security, it's not anything like we've seen in other videos. No. Buying paper plates because you don't like to wash dishes. Or putting up, you know, bringing out Walmart brand paper towels, but you got a whole stack of Bounty on the shelf, you know, covered. I mean, so I'm not sure what kind of hardship that Glenda was living in, but I didn't see it because the hardship I'm living in, it doesn't even compare. She's living good compared to what I was. Or let's say what I am, excuse me. She's living good. Even back at the start of her Social Security videos, she's living good compared to what a lot of us people out here on Social Security are living. Some people live in a fantasy land world. But anyway, y'all take care and have a good night. Okay, hey. This is what you eat on Social Security, y'all. Right here. $1. Especially towards the end of the month. I mean, yeah. You don't get no big old meal, you know, like some people cook. It's just, you know, I buy these. They're great for lunches, dinner. There it is there. And I'm going to go ahead and eat so it doesn't get cold. And I'll be back. God bless. So this is my homemade chicken and pastry, y'all. And yes, I rolled the pastry out by hand. And I cut it into slices with my pizza cutter. Alright. Just to show you, good meal, cheap. So, I'm making biscuits and gravy again with some sausage in it, brown and serve. I fried the bacon and sausage first, and then I put the flour, and then I add the milk slowly, and that's that. Over here, I'm going to be making some chicken and pastry at my daughter's request. Alright, well, I better get off here. Keep this gravy stirred, so it doesn't get messed up. But there's nothing cheaper than chicken and pastry. I use one chicken breast. I pick it apart, take the bone and skin out, onions. I use onion powder, garlic powder, Mrs. Dash, sage, turmeric, a little bit of seasoned salt. What else did I put in there? Hold on. I used a little paprika, but usually I don't have my regular spices I usually use. I throw a little thyme in it. Usually I put basil, but I'm out. And some pepper. So I think that's pretty much what's in there. Alright, well, gotta let you go because, like I said, my gravy's bubbling over. Alright, y'all take care.